John chapter 14, verses 15 to 21. Jesus said, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. This is the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him nor knows him. You know him because he abides with you, and he will be in you. I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. In a little while, the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day, you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. They who have my commandments and keep them are those who love me. And those who love me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them." May I speak in the name of God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Amen. Last week, I discovered a tiny parcel in my letterbox. In the parcel, beautifully wrapped, was a matchbox. And in the matchbox was a small heart made of felt. A hug in a box, a gift from a friend. I'm not ashamed to say that I shed a tear. It was a poignant reminder of those from whom we are separated, those who we miss and long to see, to hold, and to hug. It's this pain of separation that Jesus faces head on in today's gospel reading. The imminent parting from his disciples, his community. And as Jesus speaks, he reveals the relationship at the heart of God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Jesus understands that we are made to be in relationship. The one who was there at the beginning, through whom the world came into being, knows that it is good that we should not be alone. We are bound up with one another and with all creation. These words, part of Jesus' farewell discourse, are intended to comfort, to strengthen, and to encourage those who will feel his absence most acutely. Just as Jesus cannot avoid the suffering and pain that is to come, so his friends cannot be spared the pain of parting. And as Jesus comes close to the end of his earthly ministry, he speaks of only one thing. He speaks of love. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. He is asking them to embrace the love that he has lived among them and to live that love in the world. These words of love follow on from that most powerful act of love, Jesus washing the feet of his friends. Knowing that his hour has come, that time is short, Jesus chooses to gather his friends around the table to eat. He washes their feet. He speaks of love. In his actions and his words, he does two things. First, he enacts his love in ways that they will never forget. And second, he gives them a pattern for the way that he expects his body, his community, his church to live in the future. And this is about community. Jesus lives out and expects us to live out the public love heralded at the incarnation. As she carries the child in her womb, Mary sings of love and mercy. He has scattered the proud, lifted up the lowly, and filled the hungry with good things. And in Nazareth, Jesus owns that love and mercy as hallmarks of what he is setting out to do. The Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor, release to the captive, recovery of sight to the blind, and to let the oppressed go free. And that love and mercy is revealed once and for all in a very public death and sealed at the resurrection. As Jesus looks out at this bunch of frightened and confused disciples, he is looking at the future of his body, his community, and his church with eyes of love. Through his actions and his words on that holy night, he gently moves them from that risky place of wistful nostalgia, where they could choose only to look back, to a place where they can look and move forward. He starts them on their journey towards being a body, a community, a church that will live the costly way of love. A way marked by forgiveness, compassion, service, and justice. And for that to happen, it is necessary for Jesus to leave, to die, to rise again, to return to the Father at the ascension. Only then can another advocate come to be with them and to be with us forever, to abide with us even at our loneliest and most difficult times, to comfort us in the true sense of that word by giving us strength and courage. Today, my prayer is that we know we are deeply loved, that we know that God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer, unites us as a community of disciples now, even if we are currently physically separated from one another. That the advocate will inspire us to live courageously as disciples of love in the changing days ahead, and not to look back with wistful nostalgia. God has made God's home with us, and God's home is, in the words of Barbara Brown Taylor, a giant heart of a place, with room enough for everyone whom love unites. Amen.